Welcome to the Small Business Show. My name is Swire from Garuda Promo. Today we have Mike Castiglione from Sandler Training again. How you doing, Mike?
Doing great, Swire, and yourself?
Good, good. Trying to navigate, the crisis one day at a time.
Absolutely. Aren't we
Well,
all?
today I would like to ask you and have a discussion about, people who are resisting the crisis and change, and people who are embracing the crisis and change. Can I show you one of my favorite quote in business before we start?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. So if you can see my screen, this is my favorite quote in business. It's actually from President John F. Kennedy. So this is during the Cuban Missile Crisis. So he addressed the nation. He said that crisis in the English word means something scary, something that we don't want it to deal with. But then when written in Chinese, there are two characters in crisis. The words on the left means danger, and then on the right means opportunity. That means in crisis, whenever there are danger, there are tons of opportunities out there. And it will take a person who wants to come ahead to recognize the danger and the opportunity and to get ahead in things that they're trying to do.
I love it. It's perfect because that's where we're at right now, right?
Well, I think that every time, especially as a sales professional, when we go on prospecting, everything goes smooth. Obviously, our dream client already work with whoever that they're working with. But then in crisis mode, things change. Things needs to be adapt. If you're the person who are able to provide the solution for your dream client, then you're going to more likely to have a new client than the other company who does not embrace and resist the change.
Well, absolutely. I think, we're in this crisis mode right now. Some want things to happen. Some wish things would happen, and some make things happen. So right now we can't do what we've done over the last few years or, since the beginning of starting your business. You have to think differently. And what I'm telling people, and they're like, Mike, I can't even get started. I don't even know what to say, is just reach out and ask how they're being impacted. Just talk about their business, listen to them. And it's where you mentioned that the people are having different problems right now. Is stop pitching people, stop pretending that nothing has changed, and start asking how their business has been impacted. And listen to what they're saying, listen to what their challenges are, and see if you can, number one, adapt your business to meet their needs, or number two, refer them out. Create a better network that you can connect with to support them.
Okay. And I think the other question, and obviously you've been hearing a lot from your client, is how do I do things differently? Because we are used to, the things that we do every day, but right now things are changed. You're working from home. You don't have your work computer. You don't have your support staff, your assistant or IT department to work from you. So it could just be you doing everything that you do normally. So what are your suggestions, and how should we do it differently?
I say number one, embrace change. You got a phone call coming in, it happens. We're in a virtual world where people are Zooming every day. I've Zoomed with people who are in their closet because that's the only quiet place in the house.
Right, yes.
In the living room where their dog comes over and hops on their lap. Just embrace this new normal right now and really utilize the technology that's out there to connect. So first and foremost is use the technology that's available. You don't have to be alone in your house or your apartment and be isolated from everyone. And number two is continue to ask questions. Yeah, I think we need to start moving forward. There's three steps of crisis. Is first and foremost is the reaction and just the awareness. Holy cow, this is happening. Mm-hmm. Second part is now starting to plan. Where do we go into the future? How do we move forward? And then the third step is implement. Most business professionals I'm talking to are starting to get to that second step. They've embraced the fact that they're in their home. We are, quarantined. But number two, now what do we do different? I think utilizing technology like we're using Zoom and other virtual platforms first and foremost. And then number two is just asking good questions, is listening to what they're dealing with. And we were saying this in the last podcast is put them into two buckets. Are they still in crisis mode? Well, then you don't want to have a business conversation with them. But are they starting to plan and think about the future and strategize? They start to then transition to a business conversation of where you can support them.
Yeah, I think I would confess, before all this happened, I've never used Zoom call before. But like yesterday, I had 4. So I think this forever changed the way I do business, and people are more open up to it, because before I will go to my client, I'll meet them, and I'll show them the products that we have. But then if I do it via email, it will be static. It's not like I would think I do know how to sell, and if I do face-to-face, it helps. So it's better for me to have a face-to-face with my client. Now they're more accepted to it. And then I could be more persuasive. I could change the way that I sell, because they're seeing my facial expression. I can see if they like it, they don't like it. Because, even if you're really good on the phone, you can't really see how they're reacting. If you see their faces, even if virtually, then you can get, you can feed off from the expression, and then you can change the way that you approach your goals.
You're 100% right, Swire. Body language and tonality are the most important forms of communication. It's the nonverbal cues, right? Our words don't matter nearly as much as how we say them and the way we look. And if you're just having phone calls, you miss that interaction. You can never replace in person, but these virtual settings are a good medium to help get us there. And you just ask for permission. I think prior to a couple of weeks ago, people weren't open to a Zoom call.
Right.
They thought it was cheesy, or they thought it was lazy. And now it's the new normal, is people are realizing this is really effective and efficient.
I can reach a lot of people in different regions all around the world.
We're here in Los Angeles, and we can finally have a very short commute, and you can even reach outside of your area. So It's great.
So I think selling virtually is a technique that needs to be developed and practiced. And I know that you're going to have another workshop next Tuesday about how to sell virtually. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, and it's not just virtually, it's also in this sensitive time. So I'm merging those two topics together, because selling virtual is much different than getting in a plane and going to a client across the country. So we're going to be addressing really how to find new prospects, because right now some people are a little bit sensitive. They don't want to reach out, but I'm telling them it's our duty to keep being proactive. It's our job as sales professionals and business owners to keep being proactive. And you can't do it in a predatory approach. You have to do it in a sensitive approach. So what to say, how to say it, and how to learn to ask good questions is very important. So on Tuesday at 2, I've been doing a free session, and the last one was how to reach prospects, and this one is, once you reach them, is what do you say? So whether you're using email, social media, or calling, we're going to talk about what can you say and how to make it effective, so that you don't come off as that salesy tone, because that'll count as a negative right now in this sensitive time.
Yeah,
pushing your product hard or your service hard, it's going to come off as a negative.
Nice. And also, you just told me a good idea before we hop onto the call. Like, I love networking. I love going to Mixer, but right now I couldn't go. You proposed a very good idea that also happening next week. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, so I've been reaching out to different organizations, and in the Santa Monica Chamber, we're going to do a speed networking event on Tuesday evening. So at 2:00 is the training that I'm running, and then at, I think, 5:00, we're going to do a speed networking event. So we're going to utilize Zoom. We're going to be able to connect business professionals in small groups so that they can have different conversations. They can keep meeting new people and thinking proactively of how to support each other during this time. So even networking is changing, and people are adapting, and we don't have to stand still during these times.
That's 2 really good events. I'll please send me the link. I'll include them on the post, so people can attend. Thank you so much, Mike, for coming on again and share your information.
Absolutely. And so to your audience, I just want to put myself out there. If you're really struggling of how to think forward and how this is going to impact you, I'm more than happy to hop on a call for 10, 15 minutes, strategize, listen to what you're going through, and see if I have any ideas to help you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Take care, Mike.
No problem.